Okay, welcome here again. This is project 3 I want to talk about, and this is the project here we'll be working on. So if I scroll right up, it's first contribution project, and going down to the project instruction, I want us to do this together so that we can have an insight, especially for those that are not used to command line. So I would be showing you how to do this. So it could be very easy. There are just simple first steps to Git command, and they had it listed here. So let's just go right in. I'll be using an editor called Visual Studio Code. This is the editor right here, and it's free. You can easily download it and install on your PC. It's free to use. This is the name Visual VS Code. So you can just download VS Code and go straight up. So I'm going to open new folder. So it takes me to my directory. I'll be starting this way so that you would know where to find your folder at the end of the day. So I'm clicking on my desktop. I'm creating a new folder. I'm going to call this SCA project 2, or let's say project 3. Since we've done project 1, we've done project 2, which is the contribution as project 1. The second project I gave out early today, then this will make it project 3 for us. So I'm going to select folder. So you can see my folder is very much open. I've not done anything yet on this folder. So I'm going to open terminal. You can see this three dots here. Click on it, open a new terminal. So here is my terminal. And I'll have to say that before now, I had Git installed on my computer. So aside installing Visual Studio Code as an application, I also installed Git. So it's easy to install. You can just go to your browser, type install Git, and it will provide you the interface. Or let me just show you so that when you go to do it, you won't be struggling with it. So I'm just going to type install Git. Then you choose your PC. It's always good to choose your PC, so it just takes you straight to what you want. So this one says download and install Git command. Git this from Atlassian. Yep, it could work, but I'm looking for ones. Yeah, so I'm looking for the one from Git's website. So this is their website. You can just click on it and install Git on your computer. This will enable you run Git from anywhere on your computer. If you want extension, when I mean extension of Visual Studio Code, you want to be able to also run Git, see when you're making mistake, linting and highlighting syntax for you. You can come to where you have extension, search for Git. So you can install any of the Git extensions. I think I have one installed. Git merger, just any of them would serve you. The ones with more download will work best. So that is just it. But let's dive right into what we're doing today. So I already have Git installed on my computer, not just here. So let me show you so that you can understand what I mean. So you can see Git app. So I installed it. It's installed in my command line Git cmd and Git ui, even Git batch. So once you install it, you have these things in your computer and you can run Git from anywhere. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first thing I want to do, I already created a folder. There's nothing inside this folder, right? But we'll be doing the project. So the project will be inside this folder. So I'm going right back to the project, which is this. And the first instruction is said, it said you should fork this repo and create a copy of this repo. So on your account. So this is something we've been doing before now. So I'm going to create a fork. I already have one before, but for the sake of this assignment, I'm going to create another one. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, so it's asking me to create a fork, choose owner. Okay, I already have, it's saying that I have this fork existing in my account. So that is why it's asking me to choose owner. So I'm going to just select this and create a fork just for this example actually. So I'm going to leave the name the way it is. If you want, you can change it, but let me leave it the way it is. And whatever, I can leave this. So just go ahead and create a fork for this repository. Okay, so now I have successfully created a fork for this repository. What I want to do now is to go back to the instructions I'm following, and the instruction says once you're done. Okay, it seems I closed it. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going back to the repository where I created the fork from. Okay, so I want to follow the instructions. So most time it's better to open it in a tab so that you can have both windows open. So I've done the first thing he asked me to do. Next he said clone this repository. You can read this to understand what clone means, but it's just going to mean download whatever copy you have forked to your account, to your computer. So, and it gave you the command. The command said git clone the URL you just copy. So where are you going to copy this URL from? From your forked repository. That is where you're copying the URL from. So I'm going to go to my account. Remember I said I already have a fork before now. That's the reason it's asking me to select owner, because my base user have a fork. So I'm going to use that fork now. I'm going to go to, this is the copy. Okay, this is still on my on their account, sorry. Okay, first contribution. So this is me. This is the copy I forked from first contribution. You can see it's forked from first contribution. So I'm going to come here to code and copy this URL. So I'm clicking on copy. So when you go back to the instruction, it said git clone and the URL you just copied. So now we're going back to Visual Studio Code, and I'll say git clone, then the URL I just copied, which is this. Just that way, you click on enter. So what it's doing is that it's going to download that my copy to this place. And I must mention that the reason why it is doing this download, okay, is because I have Git installed. Now, when I make my change and try to push, I will not get an error because before now I already configured the connection between Git on my computer and my GitHub account. So that process, I'm going to just add it to our lesson notes, how to configure, especially for those who are doing this for the first time. You just downloaded Visual Studio Code, you just downloaded Git, you've not connected it to your GitHub account. There are some like 2 to 3 commands you just have to run so that this GitHub recognizes your GitHub account. After you make your changes here, you'll be able to upload it back, which we call push. Upload it back to your GitHub account, whatever changes you've made here. Okay, so let's go back to the instruction. We have cloned. Let's see what else it's requiring us to do. So after you have cloned, it gave you an example, git clone, then the URL, blah blah blah. It says the next thing you have to do is to do what? Create a branch. So we're creating a branch. Change the name to the repository directory on your computer. So we're doing cd, the name of the repository directory on your folder. So I'm going back to my computer. I'll type cd. What's the name here? The name is first contributions. That is what my own is. Depending on when you were creating your fork, if you changed it, that is what you have here. So when I was creating my own fork, I removed that dash. There's a dash from the main repository. From here you could see their own has a dash. On the repository name there is a dash. When I was creating my own fork the first time, I removed the dash. So mine is git contribution without a dash. So if you change yours to maybe SCA project 3, that is what you will have here. And when you download it, when you clone it to your computer, you will have SCA project 3 as the name of your folder. So now what I have is first contribution. So I'm just going to type that right away. Okay, first contribution, first contribution. So I'll hit enter. So what this does is that primarily I was just on this folder SCA project 3. Now it is taking me inside this folder. So cd is like change your directory. So I am now inside this folder, first contribution. And when I say ls, which is list, I'm going to see the things inside the folder, which is all this GitHub, additional materials, CLI2, blah blah blah. These are the things inside the folder. So I'm going to open it here so you can see. You see what is inside: GitHub, additional material, CLA tools tutorial, blah blah blah. Just all this is what is inside this. So I'm inside this folder on my terminal. Okay, what next? What did the project say we should do next? So let's go back to the project, which is this. So the next instruction says you should cd into the folder, then you should create a branch using git switch. So I'm going to just copy this git switch, then your new branch name. So I'm going to copy this and come back to Visual Studio, paste it, git switch /c. My branch name, I'm going to call my branch name SCA project 3. So this is my branch name. I'll hit enter. It will create a new branch and switch me to the new branch. So you can see SCA project 3, that's where I am now. So what next am I supposed to do? I'll go back to the directory and it says open contribution.md file on your text editor. Add your name to it. Don't add your name at the beginning or at the end. Put it anywhere in between. Now save the file. Let's do this first before we proceed. So it's good to read instructions. So let's follow this line by line. So it said go to contribution.md, which is this. You can see it contains a lot. Look at how long it is. It is very long. So it said don't put your name in the beginning or at the end. You should do what? Put your name somewhere in the middle. So you see this one, this person made a mistake. Follow other people that are doing the right thing. There's a format. You're adding your name and your GitHub link. So just follow other people. I already added mine as at yesterday. So mine, I added that 208. I don't know if someone else has altered that. I added my name at 208. Um 208 should. Okay, so I think people have altered it already. So I added mine here yesterday. So for the case for this example, or let me just do a search. Control find. For the sake of this example, I'm still going to add my name again so that we can see that. So choose I can't find my name. Okay, I can't find my name. I didn't sync this repo. Remember, I used the copy I cloned yesterday, so I didn't really sync it. Okay, so they said add your name anywhere in the middle. So you just come. Let me say I'm doing this at 2307 now. Follow what other people did so that you don't make mistakes. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here, and I will edit it. So I would say my name is Chisom. Okay, I'll say my name is SCA Project 3. Please add your name, don't mind me. I'm not going to create a PR for this because um I don't want to spoil it. I just want to use this as an example. I'm not creating a PR for it. And I'll just say that my name is SCA Lagos. My GitHub account, sorry, is SCA Lagos, and my name is SCA Lagos. Okay, so now once I click on Control X, once I save this file, you would see that Git will recognize that I have modified this file. So now, because I've modified it, let's go back to the instruction and follow. So the instruction said add those changes to the branch you just created using git add. Sorry, I skipped this. It said go to the project directory and execute the command git status. You will see the changes. Then add the changes using git add contributor.md. So this is the next command we are supposed to run after we confirmed git status. So I'm going to say git status is just to tell you what have you really done anything. For some editor you may not see this that is already showing me that I've modified it. So it shows you all the changes you've made before you start committing so that you can cross-check them. So this is only one file that was edited, which is contributor.md. So I'm going to add it using git add contributor.md, assuming you added made changes to so many files. You would just simply do git add asterisk this way. So git add asterisk will add everything. Is it asterisk? Yeah, either asterisk or dots. I think it's asterisk. It will add all the files. Let's assume you have 5 or 10 files modified, so that will add all the file. But for this one it's just one file, so I will reference the file name, which is contributors.md. Then you click enter. It will save it for you. The next thing you're supposed to do is to now commit this file. So remember, you're still on the branch you created. On Visual Studio you always see your active branch on this bottom left. Okay, so let's see what they ask us to do next. We've done git add. Now commit those changes using git commit. So, and they gave you a command to run. So I'm going to copy it, and they said replace your name with your name. So you can see git command -m add your name to contributor list. So I'm going to just say git command -m add, what is the name I added here on top? I added SCA Lagos. So my name in this example is SCA Lagos. So add SCA Lagos to the contributor list. I'm going to say enter. So it will show me that I have one file changed, two insert, one delete. Okay, so what next does the instruction say we should do? Push your changes to GitHub. So this is just git push origin your branch name. So I'm going to copy this command again and come in here. I'll do git push origin my branch name. If you don't remember your branch name, you can scroll up to where you created the branch and look for your branch name. Another easy way to do this is to look at it here. So my branch name is SCA Project 3. So I'm just going to say SCA Project 3. So that's my branch name and I'm pushing to my branch. So I made mention on our virtual meeting about branching, which I said I will explain here. So when you're creating a branch, it's just like you're creating a new version. So you can have different branch on GitHub, make different changes to different branch without affecting the main branch. So when we did a fork, we only forked one project and did create a branch. So every changes we were making was on the main branch of your fork. So I'm going to show you that once I click enter. So I'll push these changes now back to GitHub. You can see it has pushed to my GitHub and it's telling me to do what? Create a pull request by clicking on this link. So if I click on this link, it takes me to GitHub. But let me just go back to GitHub myself. So now I think I'm done here. They said after this process, you should then go to GitHub, click on compare, create a pull request, then submit your pull request and wait for it to be merged. Okay, so now that I've created a pull request, I've created a commit. You can see the first thing I'm seeing on my branch now. This is the main branch that I forked. And now on top here it's telling me that SCA Project 3 has a recent push less than a minute ago that I should create a pull request, which I'm going to click on. But I want to show you what branch is all about. So I'm going to refresh this so that it updates my branch. You can see that I have three branches. So with these three branches, I have three different versions of this fork. The first one, that is the main branch. This is the main branch that I forked. This is the branch I used yesterday to work on this project. And this is the new branch I'm using right now to create this video. So you can see that I have three branches here. So because I want to create a pull request, you can see new pull request. So I can create a pull request from this branch or this branch. So it also resolved the issue of people who were asking, how can I um, create multiple pull requests? You can do that by creating different branch. So if you have like 5 branch, you'll be able to create, let's say in branch 1 I resolved issue 1, I can create pull request from branch 1. If I create another branch and resolve the issue again on that branch, meaning the main branch is still untouched, I didn't make any changes to the main branch. Where the change is on this branch. So if I create a pull request from this branch, they are going to see it as what I've done. My main will still remain untouched. Okay, so I'm going to create my pull request from this branch. Don't be confused. This interface you have here is the same interface I have initially before I refreshed. I refreshed so I can show you branches and talk more about it. But if I still want to go to that interface, I can just come here, hold my control. Okay, let me use this because my keyboard is bad. So I'll hold control and click on this. It will just take me to GitHub, straight to pull requests. So it's an easier way. If you're working from command line, just hold control, click on that pull request link. It will take you to where to create pull request straight up. Else, you can come to your GitHub just immediately after you've done a push. You will see this button. You can also open the branch if you're working from different branches. So you can open the branch and create a pull request from the branch. So nothing so much has changed. If I go back to my repo, you can see that I can still see that button that they were showing you. This is because I've not clicked on it yet. So I'm going to click on it because that is what is showing here, so that people will know, so that you don't get confused while you're watching it. There are different ways you can still create your pull request, but I'm going to use this one on this picture. Okay. So you will find it from your main branch, from your repo. When you click on that your repo, it opens this. So I'm going to click on it, and it will take me straight to pull request. So you can see that this interface is the same thing with this one. This one is the one from that when I clicked on that link on my command line. Now this one, they are the same branch. Just watch my tab. So there's one here, there's another one here. So it takes you to the same interface. So now it's saying add SCA Lagos contributor to the list. That is the thing I added on my command, if you remember, on my commit here. When I was doing the commit, it was git add your name to the repository. Look at it here. Git commit dash add. So I added my name, which is SCA Lagos, to the contributor list. And this command, I copied it from the instruction. That's the same thing here. So once we're already conversant with pull request, right, you can just come here and create. I'm not going to create because SCA Lagos is not the account here. So it's just an example. So you can just submit your pull request, and it's that simple. You can see the change I made. Um, Where's my, this is not my change. Okay, so this is my change. So I think someone else is also working on this repo almost at the same time as mine. So this is my repo, but I'm not going to create a pull request because I've done that before. So it's just pretty straightforward. So the challenge some of you may have would be not having Visual Studio Code or an editor you can work with. Another challenge you can have is not having Git installed on your computer. But for the sake of those people who may have that challenge, I'm going to do the same assignment on GitHub without having to go to my repository. So let's do that. So I'm going back to the repository that I forked. So assuming you've created a fork before now, and you don't know what to do, you don't have GitHub, you don't want to go through command line, but you still want to follow the instructions. So the instruction said after you create a fork, you should create a branch. So I'm going to come here to where I can see one branch. I'll click on it. Okay, I'm seeing the default branch here. Let me go to all branches. I want I want to find where to create a new branch. Hold on, this is saying create new repository. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Uh, okay, I'm not even on my repository. Sorry. I I remembered I was trying to create a pull request, so it took me to their repository. Hold on, I had to go back to my. Let me just go from here. Okay, let me go to my name repository. Sorry. First contributions. Okay, so this is for those that want to do this from the command line, right? Remember to always sync your fork whenever you're trying to make an edit, especially if you're doing this from the main branch, but always sync your fork irrespective. So I'm going to go to branches. Okay, so I want to create a new branch. Hope this option is still here. Rename default branch. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, sorry. Look at the button I'm looking for here. New branch. So I'm going to call this project 3, project 3, so that it will be different. Now we said choose your source. The source, let the source be first contribution, main, that's fine. So I'm going to create a branch. So you can see I have four branches now, and it's on this branch I want to do what? I want to create pull request to. So I'll click on this branch and make the same edit I did on my command line. So I'll click on contributors.md and open it. It said insert your name anywhere that is not anywhere, not the beginning, not the end, anywhere in the middle. So I'm going to just say copy one of these, or just give a space and insert your name. So if you notice, they are inserting their name as a link so that when you click it, it goes to their GitHub account. So you can just come here and make your changes and say me Chisom, add me here. So I'm going to just copy this URL so that I can add mine. I'm doing this because my keyboard is giving me issue this moment, so I don't want to start typing so much. So I'm just going to put the name of my repo. So this automatically becomes a link, and you can just do what? Commit. Remember, you're still on your branch, so you can commit, and it's committing to this branch. So you can remember to use, because you want to make it look like you're doing the same thing with you're following the instruction. So you had to come back here and enter this thing, because this is what is on the message for the commit. So we have to use the same message for the commit. So I'm going to paste. It says add your name, replace your name with your name. So my name on this repo was me Chisom. That's my name. Here I'm going to just say commit, right? So you can see that I have just done the same thing, but I'm using my Git account to do it instead of going to the command line. But trust me, if you learn to use command line, it's pretty very simple. So now if I go back to my home repo, I'll be seeing that I can create a pull request from my project 3. Hope I saved my commits. Hope I saved. Okay, yes, I did. So you can see that project 2 need a pull request, project 3 need a pull request. So for those that are still looking for a way to create multiple pull requests, this is just one of the simplest way you can do it, by using branches. So I can still create a pull request from here, create another one from here. But I'm going to stop at creating pull requests because I don't want to send this to them. I just want to use this to illustrate to us how to go about this. So you can see that I did this project in two ways. I did it for my command line here, which is SCA project 3, and I did just project 3 from GitHub, and all are going to the same place. So this is just it for this project. I hope we grab. If you have questions, feel free to ask me in the group chat. Yeah, I would respond as soon as I can. Thank you. Hoping to see you added to this contribution list shortly. Thank you. Bye.